whatever, like, hey, can you throw me that ball? And he's smart enough and savvy enough that he brings 2 caps with him. So if it's the visiting team, he'll put the visiting team's cap on, like the Atlanta Braves, and he'll say to like whoever it is in the outfield, hey, can you throw the ball? Well, they see the Atlanta Braves cap and hey, Braves fan, okay, hey, boom, here's the ball. And
seems
boom.
kind of mercenary.
Well, but that's what he does. It's his thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and judge the man's hobby, his passion, whatever. It's what he does, and he is exceptionally good at it. He's good enough at it that he's written 2 books on that subject alone. Okay. He's also written a 3rd book on just how to watch baseball, which is so good that Lisa Ann, who some of you may know, some of you may not know, but is one of the most famous porn stars in the world, although she has recently retired. But she is now doing radio, like fantasy sports radio. I don't know how she got into sports.
Well, you don't have to know sports to be on the radio.
Yeah, well, no comment. But they went to a Mets game together last week because she was apparently so impressed with the book that she wanted to meet Hample, and apparently now they're turning into BFFs. So, I'm going to have to meet the friend.
Of course. Anyway, we're going to take a break. If you have a comment or question about Zach catching the ball or anything else with the sports world, give us a call, 516-572-7440. I'm Rob Leonard. This is from the Pressbox. Of course, my co-host is Tim Leonard. Tim, what's your Twitter handle?
That'd be @RealTimLeonard.
WHPC 90.3, the voice of Nassau Community College, is looking for individuals, businesses, charities, or organizations in our local global community that would like to donate to support our radio station. Whether you listen locally or online, here's how it works. Go to our webpage at ncc.edu/WHPC and click Donate Now. Or, if you prefer, you can send a check to the NCC Foundation, Nassau Community College, 364 Rice Circle, Garden City, New York, 11530. In the memo of your check, write WHPC Donate Now. This message was brought to you by the radio voice of Nassau Community College, WHPC, streaming online at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Break out the mood rings and slip on the platform shoes. It's the Super 70s, the decade that brought us Elton John, Donnie Marie, and Fonzie are back on WHPC. Join me, Ron Stevens, as we count down the top 20 hits of a featured week and hear lots of bonus hits from that memorable decade. So listen to the Super 70s on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College.
The Super 70s, Tuesday at 12 a.m. and Saturday at 7 a.m. on 90.3 WHPC.
NCC graduates, enjoy a lifetime of benefits when you join the NCC Alumni Association. Membership includes access to the Nassau Community College gym, library, and computer lab, as well as discounts on home and auto insurance, theater tickets, and the NCC bookstore. Lifetime membership even offers career networking and job placement services and only costs $50. Join the Nassau Community College Alumni Association today. For more information, please visit ncc.edu/alumni and listen to 90.3 FM, streaming at ncc.edu/WHPC. Inspired by Daft Punk, Technologic showcases a wide variety of electronic music, ranging from artists such as deadmau5 and Armin van Buuren to LCD Sound System, Kraftwerk, and everything in between, offering you a unique blend of music every week, along with concert updates and more. Get in the mix with yours truly, Erica Z, Saturdays and Tuesdays at 11 p.m. only on 90.3 FM WHPC, the radio voice of Nassau Community College.
Hey, we're back here on WHPC from the Press Box. How you doing on this Monday morning? As we're here every Monday talking sports. And welcome back. If you have a comment or question, 516-572-7440. Before we switch to the next subject, brother, I just wanted to mention one more thing about, we got interrupted about the Cavaliers Golden State thing. One thing that bothered me, I'm watching the end of the game. About 4 minutes left, Cavaliers start taking three-pointers crazily. Now they're down by 8, I think, at that point.
Okay.
So
what's the problem?
The problem is I think they should be going for twos and make it better because they missed like 4 in a row. If they'd gotten those as regular two-pointers instead of three-pointers, I think they would have
Well, you're assuming that they make the 2-pointers.
Well, because if you're taking shots from
Why?
27 feet away, well, it's just you would do it,
But you can't assume any made basket.
Well, but it's a lot easier to make a 2-pointer because you're closer to the basket than a 3-pointer because you're further away.
In theory, yes.
I think you don't go to 3-pointers at least until 2.5 or 2. And that's,
I mean, they were down. They were down like 8 or 10 points.
But they were down by I think 4 or 5 at one point, like 2 minutes left.
They cut it to, I believe it was 4.
Yeah, so I mean they were
Very
that
briefly.
close. That's when they started to go for the 2-pointers. So
it's a strategy. Like I said, I mean, we've had this conversation, but the Warriors at that point in the game are going to do everything they can to clog up the lane and to make it difficult for LeBron James to drive to the basket.
right.
So what's the option? You shoot from the perimeter. If you're going to shoot from the perimeter, why take a 20-footer if you can take a big step back and take a 3-pointer? I mean,
Well, they
and,
lost,
and you'd cut the lead faster.
yeah, but every time they missed the basket or those 3-pointers, Golden State got the points. Anyway, I just wanted to say I think they went a little too early, but that's just me. And that's the way it is.
Well, you can take it up with David Blatt, assuming that LeBron James allows him to coach the Cavaliers next season, and we'll see what happens.
Well, how can do they not get along? Is that the
No, they don't.
okay? How do you not get along with your superstar?
Well, it's more about strategies and. I don't
You know what it reminds me of? It
What does it
reminds me when Don Nelson took over the Knicks and he decided he didn't want to play Patrick Ewing anymore.
There you go.
And
David Blatt wants to do other things than get the ball to LeBron James.
Yeah.
He wants to diversify his offense more, and especially with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love hurt, there's nobody else on the Cavaliers that should be taking a last shot. This was earlier in the series.
Right.
LeBron basically told everybody that he overruled his coach. I believe it was game 2, I want to say. And Blatt drew up a play late in the game, and LeBron says, "No, we're not doing that. I'll take care of it." And then he made the game-winning shot.
right.
So it was almost like back in the Bulls days when Scottie Pippen just decided not to go in a game because the final play wasn't drawn up for him. This was after Jordan left.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a diversion, and sometimes coaches will do that. They'll use their superstar and say, all right, take 2 guys with you over on the side, and we're going to use the open space to exploit that, and superstars obviously don't like that.
Well, it reminds me of Jordan on 2 counts. First of all, that great shot against the Utah Jazz, which is iconic. But the second one is when he threw the ball into Bill Wennington. But remember that shot? No one expected him to pass it, and he passed it to Wennington, who was wide open. And I remember
of course Wennington was wide open.
And
It
then
was awful.
Well, yeah, but remember what Wennington said? He goes, "Well, Jordan and I scored 57 points." And
Yeah,
it was 2 for-
Mike had 55 of them.
Yeah, whatever the amount of points was.
Like Tommy Aaron says that he and Hank Aaron are hit the most home runs in
brothers.
history for brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy contributed about 10 of those.
Hey, it's part of the brother team, just like you and me, Tim.
Exactly.
You're on the radio with me.
Exactly.
Without me, you're not on the radio.
I got the 755.
No, you're not even close. Anyway, let's talk also coming Thursday is the Knicks and the NBA and the draft.
The NBA draft.
Which Knicks have the number 4 pick.
Here's
will
what
they trade it? Will they?
Here's what's
who will they get?
disturbing to me. All right. Here's what is very disturbing
What?
to me is that there's even talk of the Knicks trading this pick.
Well, who's available that would help the Knicks?
Well, we don't know. I mean, that's the point, is that we don't yet know what is going to happen. But this all being said, you don't trade down in the NBA to get more picks. It's not like the NFL where the guy at 20 is still going to be a franchise difference maker. Whereas in the NBA, legitimately in each draft, you're talking about maybe 8 or 10 guys who can make a difference, a real difference in your franchise, like guys you can build around. And then there are maybe a couple of guys here and there in the second round who may turn into players. And every team is trying to identify those guys because that's where you get a steal. But the fact of the matter is the Knicks have one of the top 4 picks in the draft. They have a chance to get a guy who will make a difference for them in no uncertain terms. And now I'm hearing that they want to trade the pick and get more picks. So now you're looking at guys who likely are going to be like role-type players, or they can do some things well, but I want a star. I want a superstar type player, and you only get those by drafting in the top 5 or 7 picks.
But wouldn't a role player be better for the triangle offense?
No.
Why not?
I want stars. You win championships with stars. You do not win championships in the NBA with role players, period. All right? So for anybody who's saying, oh, the Knicks should trade the pick, or I don't even know why Phil Jackson is considering trading this pick.
Well, you got
to
keep your options
were
open.
Horrible all season. The Knicks made their fans endure crap all season. And now if Phil Jackson's plan is to trade the pick to try to amass more picks, like that's going to make a difference in this team, no, I'm sorry. It's the wrong way to go. And if that's the way he goes, then I'm sorry. I'm going to have to start the campaign to fire Phil Jackson because he obviously doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, he will not be fired because he's going to get paid no matter what. And then, not that the people at the Garden can't afford it because,
Here now is the one area where, and I'm going to say a name, I'm going to endorse a name that you're going to be surprised about. The only person who I would want that is employed by Madison Square Garden, I'm not even saying the Knicks. That's a hint. So now you should know where I'm going.
I have no idea where you're going.
I would put Isaiah Thomas in charge of my draft. It is the only thing that he has shown in his career that he has talent as far as evaluating players, finding steals in the second round, and bringing in talent. It is the only thing he has done consistently well in his executive career. I would have put Isaiah Thomas, I would have said, Isaiah, take a break from the Liberty, since apparently he's now the president of Liberty, which I still don't know how that happened. But I would say,
because Kim and Jimmy are pals.
Get on my draft. Get on it. Do it. Tell us who to take. Figure it out. And that's where we're going.
I am sure that unofficially and off the record that they've probably talked to him.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
You don't bring him back, and you don't get the big, we like Isaiah thing from James Dolan without that type of thing being done.
Well, all I know is that there are a lot of different possibilities for this draft. This Latvian, Kristaps Porzingis, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. But he is the monkey in the wrench, so to speak, the spanner in the works, as the British would say, because he's got helium, as they say in draft.
And what does that
talk.
mean, brother? For people who might not know what helium is,
it means he is soaring up the draft board. Okay. He is being speculated to go as high as number 2 to the Lakers. Now, Mr. Porzingis is being called the next Dirk Nowitzki, which anybody who is around 7 foot and is from somewhere in the European continent is likely to be called. But this kid is, I want to say, I think he's 19, 7 foot or 7'1", apparently can shoot from the outside, has a small man's game at a big man's body, and is regarded as a potential superstar. Now, do you take him as opposed to somebody like a Jahlil Okafor or Willie Cauley-Stein or any of the big names that we've heard since the college season ended? Good question. I don't know what sort of evaluations the Knicks have been doing. But where do you go? Where do the Knicks go? Obviously will be determined by who's the 3 players selected before them. But there's still going to be a very good player there. And I think the danger for the Knicks is if this Porzingis kid is there at number 4, do they pull the trigger on him? And it's probably a no because
he's a superstar that you're demanding.
Well, the problem is he's not a superstar yet, and it's going to take time for him to develop. And I think Jackson, and I don't know this for sure because I certainly haven't spoken to the man, but I think he's feeling some kind of pressure to get a guy who can have an impact this season. And maybe that's why he's thinking about trading the pick, is because usually lower in the draft is where you can get seniors and older guys, and the speculation picks are the higher picks, which sounds odd, but that's how it goes in the league because there's bigger upside.
If you're a senior and you've gone through 4 years of playing, you've become a better player than if you're just a junior or
in theory.
sophomore.
But NBA executives are looking at ceiling and where guys will be in a couple of years. They're not looking at who's the best player now. Like a guy like Frank Kaminsky from Wisconsin, the center, he was the NCAA's Player of the Year. But, excuse me, he